Last week, gold had this massive fall of approximately $100 from here, like 3,434 on this feed that I'm looking at on the feed here, and all the way down to this approximately 3,327. So why this happened is because of this W pattern. But as you can see, the market is in a bullish structure at the moment. So there are certain scenarios which have developed over time, and we are sitting at a very crucial, very pivotal point in gold price action. So what are those scenarios and how they can play out and what kind of opportunities we can get around them? Let's find out in this analysis. Okay, this is going to be a very educational video as well, so please make sure that you do not skip and go through this video in entirety and try to learn from it and also understand what scenarios and what trade opportunities are going to be available in the coming days and coming weeks. So stay tuned. Welcome back to this analysis of Gold XAUUSD. My name is Vic. I'm the founder of Vikinsa Capital Management. So let's talk about gold from the higher time frame because, as I mentioned, there was a massive fall. But you can see that this massive fall. When I look at the daily time frame, this massive fall is nothing compared to what gold has been doing all of this, this entire year and the previous year. So gold is still bullish, and this is just a consolidation phase. A lot of people will consider this they will interpret this in a different ways, lot of different ways. So for approximately for some reason, for some people this is going to be a bullish flag sort of thing. Okay, some of them will say this is a pennant sort of thing, right? This is a consolidation in that way. They will say this is asymmetrical triangle, right? So there are various ways of looking at the same price section depending on what you trade, how you analyze the market, and all of that, right? And I'm not saying that anything is wrong with it. The only thing is that you have to follow one set of idea and make sure that you manage your risk, right? And you jump onto the opportunities whenever they present themselves. um, if you are looking for long-term trades, then possibly you have to look at the long-term price action as well. But again, as I said, you need to follow one school of thought. You cannot just keep on mixing and matching and all of this. So as I said, this can be flag pattern, this can be a pole pattern, flag and pole pattern, and then it can be a wedge pattern, this can be pennant pattern, this can be coil, there can be a lot of school of thoughts. So in this analysis, I'm presenting my school of thought, my thoughts around this price section. I'm not saying that this is exactly how it is going to be true, because I do not try to predict the price action. As a trader, my job is to look at the scenarios and see which scenario is playing out, and I change my trade management and trade plan according to that scenario. So my trading plan and my trading approach is very flexible. It is not dependent on predictions. It is dependent on the levels and the zones and the scenarios. Okay, I hope that makes a sense, right? But let's see what is going on. So as always, we'll start from higher time frame. I'll come back to this daily time frame in a bit, but let's start from higher time frame. Okay, so if I go to 12 months time frame, okay, market is obviously very bullish for the last 3 years, including this year 2025. The market has just been going up, straight way up, right? One, two, three. There was a huge breakout which actually happened here. Okay, if I go to the 6 months time frame, so the market is obviously very bullish. So if there is any kind of fall coming, if it is going to come, it is going to be just a correction for a bit, right? Now that correction can be deep depending on how you classify deep as. For example, for some people, $100 can be good correction. For others, $500 could be good correction, because you see the lowest point here was 1,617, and this high point is approximately 3,500. So this is like 100% move, right? The price has nearly doubled here. So if the market comes down by 20%, 30%, that can be classified as a good correction as well in price section. Okay, so market keeps on doing this. These There was a huge move to the upside, then there was a correction, market went up, and there was a correction. So there can always be a correction. You never say that the market can just keep on going in one direction all the time without a correction. There was a huge move, correction, huge move, correction, huge move, correction, huge move. There can be a correction. Okay, and whenever the correction starts, the market tries to consolidate on smaller time frame first. So What I'm saying is that the market is sitting at a pivotal moment where it can actually go for a little bit of correction given certain conditions. So let's go through them. Now, if I go to the 3 months time frame, on 3 months time frame, what we can see, the market has been bullish. There was a one little pause around here, and then there was a huge move to the upside. This is what we call as a breakout candle, and breakout candle is one of the biggest, biggest candle which actually gives the momentum in the market. Then there was a huge momentum to the upside. Now, what you will notice here on 3 months time frame, as I presented in my previous analysis, this is a huge wick at the top, but you see this is a spindle. Now spindle basically means that the next candle is usually going to be the same color candle, which means that's a trend continuation. That is why the market has not been able to come down so far, because it is supposed to do that. Now if this candle does not actually come and close as a bearish candle, or as a indecision candle, then market can continue to go up based on the candlestick patterns. Now if I go to the 2 months time frame, on 2 months time frame there is a lot of rejection which is happening. One, two, three, a lot of rejections. The market is finding a lot of rejections there, but so far it has not been able to come below this moving average. You see, every time the price section is on the left hand side of this moving average, which means that the market is still very, very bullish. Okay. So if I go to the monthly time frame, here again, same thing, a lot of rejections there. This was the indecision candle. You see this candle here, this was the indecision candle. Let me actually zoom into this chart, okay, so that you can clearly see what is going on. Okay, this was the indecision candle which was there, but after that we had a bullish candle. So even in this month the market had tried to go up, but you see the market has been rejecting one, two, three, 4 times. It has rejected the same price level. It is finding really good resistance around here. So far this candle has not closed as a bearish candle, and it has not closed inside this moving average, which means that market is still bullish and it is simply consolidating on smaller time frame. If I look at the weekly candle, weekly time frame, what you will notice that there is a lot of consolidation, lot of choppiness around here. And as I mentioned in my previous analysis last time, it is nothing but a consolidation which you can read in different ways. For example, you can flag a lot of these things, right? Okay, but you look at the last week which has closed. This is a huge rejection pin bar. Okay, but there was a pin bar before that. Now when you have candlestick like this, when you have pattern like this, the next candle is very important, because that decides the market behavior, that decides the market direction. So the next week is going to be very important, and we'll have to see how that weekly candle closes. So far this is showing us a rejection. Because we are in a consolidation, there were a lot of patterns, a lot of levels which are playing out. Right, if you have been following my analysis on Twitter, I've been posting Twitter and Telegram. I've been posting about each and every level all the time. Let me show you in just a little bit. Let me show you how it actually looks like. So on Twitter, I've been running this thread. My handle is Vikinsa. I've been running this thread since June 7th, 2025, and I've been giving each and every level. And there have been two magic levels, 3306 and 3372, which have been playing out like magic all the time. Okay, all of these levels and my trades, each and every move, I've been trying to post around there publicly on Twitter and Telegram as well. Telegram is Vikinsa FX. Okay, so here, if I show you this move, let me this thread has become really massive, because I've been posting multiple times a day at times as well, and guiding each and every one of each step, each level, and each zone. Look at this, how these levels keep working again and again, and we have been able to collect hundreds of pips in this move, in this section, in this consolidation alone. So you do not have to be a breakout trader. If you're a trader, you can just play at the levels. Okay, you do not have to predict the price. You just find the levels and the zones. For example, I know that this zone is going to act as a resistance, so go to smaller time frame and short the market. If you know that this is a good level to buy from, go to smaller time frame, look for a confirmation, buy from here, because you buy at support and sell at resistance. And this is where I said on July 18th, gold is about to break out soon on higher time frame. And soon after that, the market started to jump, and it jumped really high up all the way to this level around here. I'll show you all of this a little bit later. I'm like digressing a little bit, but on July 22nd, as I said, the gold has completed a W pattern. Okay, and when W pattern completes, the market is supposed to fall. And I gave a level of 3428.210. Okay, and this is where the market started to find resistance exactly at that level. And then what happened? The market started to fall from that level. I've been short. The market kept on falling. We have been trailing our stop losses, and I've been collecting profits along the way. Kept on falling, and $600 fell all the way down to 3372 level, which was given weeks and months ago in the previous analysis videos as well. And we nearly we managed to capture near about 900 pips, $90 move from that level all the way down. Why it happened? Only because of the patterns, simple patterns, which we were able to spot right there. This was the W pattern, which completed right there. Okay, it completed here, and then next version of that one completed around there, and we took a short from there and simply trailed the stop losses. So this is how you keep trading all of these, and this is that W pattern here on the weekly time frame, on the daily time frame. This is how it looks. Okay, so as you can see, there are several ways of looking at the market. So this consolidation has been extremely profitable for us because we were looking at a lot of these WNM patterns here. Now look, going back to the scenarios that we were looking at. Okay, so because we are talking about WNM patterns here, okay, and we are talking about a few other traditional technical analysis, let's combine them together and see what the market is telling us. First of all, you can see the market is obviously bullish, as I said, on the higher time frame analysis, and we are running in a kind of trend line here. Okay, but you see the last week was very important because it has been able to breach through that trend line. If you draw a trend line from here all the way to this, it is stuck in the second one. So if this market on the weekly time frame, not the daily time frame, but on the weekly time frame. Why weekly? Because you see, the weekly time frame is going to be much more powerful. Um, I will actually try to see how the market closes on the monthly time frame because we are few days left in the month end. That is going to be very important as well. But on the weekly time frame, at least, if I see a candle closing below this trend line and performs a retest and we get a proper rejection or some kind of confirmation using what envisage, or what envisage is one of our algos which we use for confirmations and analysis. If I see any kind of confirmation like this, then I will switch over to the bias to the downside. Okay, I trade what I see and I manage the risk. Okay, now if that happens, okay, I'm not saying that it is going to happen. If this happens, you will notice that this will be the trend line. If that's get broken, then we will see this will be the M pattern which will be forming around here, and the price can come down to this level. Okay, this is one. Second one is that if the price comes here, when the M pattern completes, the market is supposed to bounce up. Okay, but this is only going to happen. This M pattern is only going to happen once this has broken through this level of approximately um, 3275. I'll give you all of these levels, and I'll post this chart um, in our Telegram channel, which is Vikinsa FX. Okay, I'll post. You'll find the link to that in description or somewhere on the screen to our Telegram, and I'll try to post it on Twitter as well. So please follow me there on these two social media channels. So okay, so if this market breaks through this midpoint, then the market is supposed to come down to this level here, and once the market M pattern completes, the market is going to bounce up. Okay, this is a normal behavior. Now, in the progression, ultimate progression, if it breaks through this level once again and this level again, you will notice that we will have a complex M pattern here, and the market can come down to approximately this level here. Okay, again, because this is a kind of demand area and we have 200 MA approaching as well, 200 SMA approaching, the market can jump again. Okay, but you see, this all depends on these two crucial trend lines that I've been talking about. Okay, so you have to be very careful. The market is still bullish and it can still go up, it can still break out to the upside. So you have to wait for the right confirmation. And I posted about this actually yesterday on LinkedIn as well. Okay, this is the post. You are most welcome to follow me there on LinkedIn as well. You'll find a link in the description, and this is exactly like the analysis that I posted here. Okay, like all of these trend lines and the patterns which are forming in there. Okay, now next one is that we have a variation of this. So there are two variations. One is that there is a smaller M pattern, then there is one around completing here, and the third one is completing here. Now, once the market has reached like one of these M patterns, the market can jump up. So these are all the bearish and ultimately then bullish patterns, bullish scenarios. Now, in case like the market starts to go up from where it is right now, why it is that? Because see, the when W pattern completes, the market falls, and we have been able to capture all of that. This is what the one that I showed you on the Twitter just now. Okay, the market fell down. Now it has reached a level where we have this smaller trend line as well. You see this little thing. So if it starts to go up, then obviously it is bullish, and that is why I'm suggesting that on the weekly time frame we should get a proper close below or momentum candle below those trend lines, and then we get a confirmation. Then we will look for a bearish to the downside. Now if this market becomes bearish like this, not, I will try to um, reword that phrase. If the market goes into correction like this, because you see this is bullish momentum, and if the market falls, this will still be a correction, and the market can still continue all the way to all time high as well. So this move can be a natural correction. Okay, so don't think that this market is bearish. No, it can be bearish on the time frames, on smaller time frames such as daily, even weekly, and maybe like for a couple of months. But the market gold is always bullish. It has always been bullish historically, and it will stay bullish until something like drastically changes. So this correction can come if these trend lines are broken, or um, they are basically like confirmed, broken and confirmed. So if I show you the levels, these are all the levels, and let me actually open that. Before the levels, let me show you the chart that I prepared for you. So let's open that as well. Okay, these are all the scenarios. You'll find this link to the chart on LinkedIn and Twitter and Telegram. Okay, these are possible scenarios if these two trend lines, as it clearly says, if they get breached on the weekly basis and then get can confirmed, then we have these levels, important levels, which can come. These are approximate levels, so like there can be little tolerance limit of few dollars here and there, but approximately this can come if the market breaches through this. So this is a very important price section that we are looking at. Now, in terms of the smaller time frame levels, let me show you this, and I'll post this chart on Twitter and Telegram as well. These are the levels that we have been playing, right? And this is the W pattern that I posted about on Twitter and other places, and we have been playing one level at a time. In trading, you all you have to do is just find a level, find a high probability, higher time frame level or a zone, and then go to smaller time frame, find a confirmation there, and buy its support and sell at resistance. That's all you need to do. For example, on Friday evening, the market bounced up from here. Why? Because this is a higher time frame level, higher time frame zone. So if I go to smaller time frames such as 5 minutes time frame, I could have taken a long from here. If I go to 15 minutes time frame, I could have taken a long from here, and this is not a bad thing, right? Because if you look at it, this is how many pips is there? Like if you're a day trader or scalper, this is $10 move approximately. It's 100 pips. So you see, and from here you could have taken a short. So all of you have to do is not try to predict the price unless like you're an investor or long-term trader, but you can just simply keep on playing one level at a time, right? So hopefully, you found this analysis useful, and if you did, please make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share it with other traders and trading communities because they can also help from it. They can also get help from it, and your support is absolutely essential for me to produce these videos because your support actually gives me motivation to generate these videos and free analysis and try to post them as much as possible on social media channels. So please give me your support and this channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great time. Have a great trading week. Thank you for watching. Find and follow us on these social media channels.